Hi, I'm back with another ants hints video. Okay, level 30. Alright, so if you're wondering what all these gem craters are doing here, it's just for decoration. You don't actually use them in this level. So let's see. All the spawners, let's see. Let's just play it. Alright, so all the spawners, they spawn the ants going in, and they all go up through the tunnels, which means they go out the tunnels at the top, and then to those fixed arrows at the top. Okay, and there's nothing you can do to prevent that from happening. You can't put anything here to stop it. The ants, they're going to go through the tunnels, they're going to end up going through here. So let's look at the red ants, for example. So the red ants are going to come out going this way, and we want to get them over to the anthill over here. We can't just go through here because they'll just end up exiting the tunnel here. And similarly, you can't come down here through this tunnel because they'll just exit through this tunnel. So how do you get them inside? Well, let's see. In, out, in, out. Oh, we do have a tunnel. We have one tunnel we can use. So that makes it a lot easier. Actually, I think if you don't have that tunnel, it's probably impossible. So let's take that tunnel. Let's say we just put it there. Then red's really easy. We'll just go there and then across. And it doesn't matter that we go to the green anthill first. The red ants will just pass right over it and then go into the red anthill. Okay, and out into the red anthill. Okay, so green ants, you can obviously do the same thing. Well, you would have to, you could put the green ants here and across, and then down and through here. Or you could have the green ants come this way, go through this tunnel, out of this tunnel, and then just use the arrows to move them around down here. And then you can basically do the same thing with all the other ants. Purple ants can also come through here, through here, and then down, and then like that. Okay. So that may not be the optimal way, but you should be able to at least solve the level. Okay, let's move on. 31. Okay, so we have two spawners, orange and green, although it doesn't really matter because there are all these paint splotches, so they're going to end up changing colors anyway. So, but anyway, knowing that this one was orange, we can just send them through here. They'll all turn purple, and then they're going to have to change colors before they go into the anthills because you can't avoid these 6 paint splotches. So let's just go through here. Let's go down through here, turn red. So there's 2 different things you can do. You can either go across and then down into the red anthill, or you can go down through the green anthill and then back up through the red. So let's try this first. Okay, we'll just do that as an example. Okay, the orange ants turn purple, and then they turn red, and then they go through there. Okay, and then you have some excess ants coming out through the red anthill, and you're going to need to turn them into a different color. So you're going to have to let them go through another paint splotch. So now they're blue, although they're not going to stay blue because they're going to have to come back down again. So you can pick, another color. You can even go, if you wanted to, you can even go back through the same paint splotch and then over through here. Okay, and then after you get out of there, you can say, well, I move through here, make them turn green. You can even go back, or you can go across, make them yellow. So you're gonna have to play with these different combinations, but let's just run through this. This should get us 6 of the ants. So you got the red, They turn blue, go through the blue anthill. They go up, turn green, come down, turn yellow, and then into the yellow anthill. So that gives you 6 out of the 12. Then you have to do something similar with the ones on the right. Okay? And yeah, I think the level isn't too difficult. What's difficult is if you want to try to optimize it to make sure you get 4 stars. But just solving it is fairly straightforward. Okay, let's go on to 32. Okay. So let's see. We have 8 ants, 4 different colors. And same here. Alright, so anything tricky about this? Again, sometimes we just have decoration in levels. So this leaf you can't actually use, because as soon as you pick it up you would die on the water or by hitting the rocks. And anyway, the only place you would use it was here in the corner, but again, it's just for decoration. Anything tricky about this level? You know, obviously you can just do red here, yellow here, green, you can come up and down through here. Oh, I guess the only tricky thing here is you don't have a lot of colored arrows. In fact, you only have 1 of each color. So you're going to have to figure out how to use those white arrows in the best way, and conserve your colored arrows. So let's see. So if you use, let's just pick red for example. So if you use the red arrow for this, actually there's no point in using the red arrow here, because remember, whenever you're in a corner, you can't do anything else. So if the ants came all the way here, you might as well, I mean, if you're going to get there, you might as well just use the white arrow there. So let's see, and then you could send, this seems, I'm not sure if this is the best thing if we use our 1 green arrow just to come up here. Maybe. So what I'm thinking, just one way to do this, is if you only want to use white arrows, you can just come through here. Of course, this is not very efficient, but that'll get the purple ants in there, and the green ants in there, and you can just go through the different anthills. We can't come down here because then we'd run into these green ants, and you know, we'd have 2 conflicting arrows. Okay, the ants can get in the middle and they just go back and forth. Like the green ones would go back and forth, at least. So we could go the other way though. We can go all the way down over to the left, and then like that. Okay. So watch let's just look at the ants at the top. They go through the purple and then the green. So they're going through all 4 different anthills. So eventually they'll go to all the places they need to go. And then you'll need to figure out what to do with the ants coming from the bottom. Okay, we got 12 out of 16. So, but you should be able to do that. I think so. For example, purple ants you can just bring up through here and then around this way. So like that, something like that. Okay. All right. Level 33. Take a quick break for some water. Okay. 33. Let's see. So what's going on here? So we have each of these spawners only spawns 1 ant. Sometimes we'll do this just to change the timing of the ants. So what colors we have? Orange, purple, green, blue. Okay, so those aren't the colors we want, but that's why we have these paint splotches. So let's see, what are these? Yeah, same colors pretty much. Well, there's red there, but okay. Actually, all the arrows are white, so it doesn't really matter what those colors are, we're going to have to, well, it might matter. I guess you could send the red ant up through there. Anyway, let's just start in on this. Let's say, so looking at the anthills, the biggest one is the red anthill, 7 of those. So it probably makes sense to send ants through the red one first. Because if we sent them through yellow first, you'd have 4 yellow ants, and that'd be too many. So we could just start by doing this, and then you get 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's see, and then you could just take an example. Let's look at the orange now. So if we do this, okay, then we're gonna have 4 orange ants, and then we'll have 1 left over, and then we could just take that leftover ant and send it through the red one. Okay, so let's slow down a little bit. Okay, the red ants go up into the anthill. The orange ants, you got 1, 2, 3 orange ants into the anthill, and then the last one will turn red as well, and then go into the red anthill. And then the ones from the top, you can do the same thing. You can turn them yellow, send them through the yellow anthill, and then you'll want to make them red as well. Okay, so that may not be optimal, but you should be able to solve it that way. Okay, level 34. All right, what's going on here? We have 21 ants, and we have different numbers of different colors. So we only have 1 red ant, but 6 purple ants. We kind of want the reverse, but that's okay. We have all these paint splotches, so we can change their colors. Let's see. But let's see, one simple thing you can do is purple. We have 6 of those. If we turn all those red, then we don't have to do anything else with them. We just do that, for example. Let's speed that up. Okay, and then they all turn red and go in there. Okay, so what do you do with the other ants? So we have 1 red ant. Let's see, we have 5 blue ants. And so we could just send the blue ants here, because there's 5. I just noticed there's 5 orange ants, and there's an orange paint splotch there. So we could do that. 4, we can't do the same thing because there's 4 yellow ants, but there's no paint splotch here. We could send them through here, for example, or here, and then they'd have to come up from the bottom. Okay, so just as an example, you could do that. Like that. Okay. So the problem with this level is, if there is a problem, it's probably going to be because you don't have a lot of arrows. I used up all the yellow arrows to do this. Did I miscount? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to send the yellow ants there. I want to see how many ants do we have? We have 4 ants. We have 4 green ants, so I should take the green ants and send them that way. Okay, so should give you an idea of how to solve this level. Again, you may need to play with sending. I mean, right now I'm sending, the six ants into the anthill with 6 slots and so on. You may not be able to do the level that way, but looks like that mostly works. I mean, we still have a lot of orange arrows and green arrows, so we could, yeah. I'm not going to solve the whole level, but hopefully that should get you most of the way there. Okay. Let's go on to 35. Okay, so let's see. We have 8 tunnels. Okay, so that's something you're definitely going to need to use the tunnels because the ants all start in here, and the only way out is by using tunnels. So there's different ways to approach this one. Let's start with this. You could just do something like this. So the ants enter that tunnel, exit the other one, and go into the appropriate anthill. Except, well, not all of them do. Only some of them do, because like the blue, orange, and red ants, they're just going to go all the way through here and then die when they hit the edge. So, and you don't have enough space to put blue, green, and red arrows here. I mean, you could save the red ants and say that the blue ants, but then the green ones would still die. So, probably don't want to send the ants through the tunnel all the way there. Let's put the tunnel over here, for example. Then you could, let's see, save, let's say the green ants, just as an example. Send the green ants over there, and then you could have another set of tunnels here. Tunnel here, tunnel here. And then you could save the blue and red. Let's put another blue here. Okay. Alright. So red goes in, blue goes in, green, we didn't finish the green, but you can work the way around. Okay, so that's basically how you can do those ants. What about the other ants in here? So you could just send all of them around to that tunnel. So we can go like this, for example. A little trick you can do here, instead of sending these around, you can just send them this way, back the way they came, and then this way. And then I can do that. Okay. So here we go. This should actually get us most of the ants, except for the green ones. I didn't do those. And this is probably not the best way to do this, but it's one way. Okay, so we got everything except for green. So you surely have to figure out green. Okay, and then another thing to take note is there are these leaves here. You could pick them up and go through a tunnel to exit out here, and then go in sideways. So the yellow and red ants could do that. So you might want to consider that if you're trying to get 4 stars. That might be a better way for some of the ants. All right, level 36. Ooh. All right. This one's a little tricky. Well, at least tricky to optimize. So again, we need to use tunnels. We have 50 tunnels, so that's a lot of tunnels. Let's take a look. So here we have, looks like all the different colored ants. All right, so let's just start with tunnel here, for example. And then we would take red ants, go down there, orange ants there. This is just an example. I know this isn't the best way to do this, and so on. So that's one way of trying to solve this level, is just get the ants up here, get their freedom, and then send them back down to or up to their anthills. Another way is to go across. So, for example, you could have a tunnel here, and then a tunnel here. Okay, and then you could send the yellow ants in there. This is a little tricky. It gets a little tight, but there's another way you can do it. And let's say we want to send the orange ants down here. You can do that. Okay. But you might think, well, this isn't very good for the green ant. The green anthill is right here. Why would I send the ants all the way over there? So we could change this a little bit. We could say, we'll send the green ants somewhere else. Let's say green ants go this way. All the other ants, use the white arrows, for example. Then the green ants could use a different set of tunnels, say here and here, and then that way. Okay. So all the other ants go to the left, and then the green ones go to the right, so they take a shorter path. And then, what else can you do? Well, let's move this up a little bit to give us a little more freedom. Because right here, when we come here, you can only send the yellow ants down here. You can't really do anything else. What if you wanted to send the purple ants up? So let's move this. Let's say move this here. And then actually let's just leave that there, and then yeah, and we can go down. And remember, the ants will try to go right first, well, down. We'll try to go straight ahead first. If they can't go straight, then they'll go to the right. So when this ant comes down here, it's going to go this way, not this way. So this gives us a little more freedom to move around. So, well, now let me just do this. So purple ants now, we can go up. Now the problem here is that we really want the yellow ants to go down, but they're going to go in the tunnel. So what you could do is just move the tunnel down some more. Say move them down there. Okay. And then we don't even need that orange arrow. And then the yellow ants, you can do this. So you can see how this level can be a little tricky if you're trying to go across. But I think going across is better in terms of trying to keep your length lower if you want to try to get 4 stars. So you can see from the bottom right spawner we were able to get the green ones in. Actually, that's the optimal route for these green ants. They can't get in any faster. The purple ants are also optimal for this spawner, and the yellow ants were not quite optimal because ideally they just go up one, across and down, but they weren't too. They didn't take too much of a detour. A little bit. They went up a little higher, and then they had to go past, then around and down. Orange goes in. And then it gets a little tricky because you don't have enough space here to do blue and red. So you would probably, you may need to move this anthill up here, for example, or maybe up there to give you more room to maneuver. So if the ant, here I can just do it. Let's go here. Now let's move it up here. Okay, let's go. I'll just do this one last thing and then we'll move on to the next level. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's move this here. Okay, and then we can have, well, we want orange and, well, blue. Let's send blue straight up, and then orange. Well, actually everything else goes down, and then we can send orange this way, and then the red ants can go through the tunnel. Okay, so now we should be able to get all of the ants from the right anthill to the right place. So green ants go to the right, purple ants go left and up, yellow ants go to the left and then they come back around and down, and then the orange ants, let's see, did we do that right? Yeah. blue goes up. Let me play that again. Let's look at the orange. Oh, there you see orange ants coming down. Yep. And the red ants will go, they go down into this tunnel and out this tunnel into here. Okay. So you can do similar things for the other spawners. Of course, it gets tight because there's not a lot of space down here. So you may need to send some ants up here just because of the space constraints. Okay, that's 36, and yeah, I think we'll take a break for now. Hopefully that'll help you along in solving the ants levels. See you next time.